Hi angels, welcome back to another resin video. So in this video we're going to be making a resin goddess. I used to make a ton of these on my TikTok, but I stopped. But I got this mold I think like a year or so ago, so I was like, why not make one for my YouTube? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place down some dry flowers into the mold. I got this flowers from Amazon and the mold is from Etsy. I'll leave the link for the seller down below in the description box, but that's how it's looking. So after I pushed the flowers down in there and made sure that everything was looking good, and it was. So the next thing I did was just I poured down a little bit of some resin in there. I decided to do this in layers instead of just pouring it all the way up to the top like how I usually do. Just to see how, if it would affect, if there would be more bubbles than usual or it would be less bubbles. So I was trying to see how that would work. So after that first layer dried, this is the second layer of resin that I'm pouring down in there. And I'm going to let that one dry as well for 24 hours. And also, I'm spraying it with 99% ibuprofen alcohol for each layer. And that's how it's looking. Now I'm just going to be spraying it. Spray, spray. I'm going to let this layer dry as well. And the extra pieces of flowers that's just hanging off of it, I'm just going to cut it off. So after I cut it off, this I think is the third layer of resin that I'm pouring down in there. I'm repeating the same steps over and over. After I pour down some resin, then I sprayed it with a little bit of some 99% ibuprofen alcohol, and then just let it dry. Even after I finished spraying it, there was like a ton of bubble that kept on rising. I was like, oh, this is going to turn out such a hot mess. But it honestly did not turn out that bad. Okay, so this is the final layer of resin that I'm going to be pouring down. I'm going to fill it all the way up to the top because I thought it would be a cute idea to add a holographic insert in there. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. The holographic insert I got from Etsy. I'll leave the link for the seller down in the description box down below. They're not the same size, so I had to use two different ones to make sure that I cover it up completely. You guys want to see what I mean in a sec. But you can see that there's bubbles at the corners at the side that just kept on rising and popping. So I just let it sit for a few minutes. I sprayed it with some alcohol. I went over it with my lighter. And I think I was using something to pop some of the bubbles in there as well. Why so shaky? So this is what I'm talking about. I have my little stick. There's some bubbles right there that cured in the layer before. So I'm poking at it to see if I can get the air out of it. But that kind of worked, but kind of did not. Just spraying it. I think I sprayed it at least 3 or 4 times just to get rid of the bubbles completely. And these are the holographic insert that I was telling you guys about. You can see that they're completely different size and they're different print that is on there to give it a holographic effect. There's a bubble that cured underneath that layer, so I'm just poking at it to see if I can get it to disappear. That's pretty much it. Okay, so after all of the bubbles settled down and everything started to look good, so I was like, okay, it's a perfect time to add the holographic insert in there. But I forgot to spray the silicone holographic insert, so I was like, okay, let me just pull it back up, sprayed off camera, so that's why it looks very wet. I sprayed it off camera, and then I'm just going to be placing it on there, just like that. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the second one as well. Sprayed it with a little bit of some 99% ibuprofen alcohol, and then just place it at the other side so that you can cover it up. And now I'm just going to let this layer dry for a full 24 hours. Why did I take it off? Probably just spray it. I don't know. Ta-da. So it is in the morning, and this is how it looks. This is how they turned out. So I can just peel it off and look at it already. It looks stunning. Why am I putting it back out there? Like it's good to go. See, that's how it's looking. This one was stuck on. I need a little bit of some resin, but it still looks good. Just peeling off the extra pieces of resin that is around the edge. Look how the bottom looks. It looks so pretty. I like it. You can see that there's a space that there was no resin there, so the holographic effect could not get on there, but that's fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off all of the elastic that I put around it to hold it together so that nothing would leak out. I used a ton of elastic because this is a big mold, and I wanted to make sure that it was closed up completely and there was no room for any mistakes. Because it would be completely weird if I was just pouring down resin and it just be leaking out at the side. That would just be so wasteful. So now I'm just pulling off the sides. This would have all been better if I could just use two hands, but I could not find my phone stand. So I was kind of struggling a little bit. But I was able to do it, so yay me, I guess. So this is how the back looks. I was so happy because I thought that there would be like a ton of cracks and a ton of bubbles, which there were, but not as much as what usually happens if I do it in like one layer of resin. By the way, this mold is very big, it's very heavy, so I was struggling to take it out with one hand, but I was able to get it, and look at how it looks. This is the mold. This is how it cut. It cuts at both sides, so that's why I had to use so much elastic to just wrap everything up so that it would just stay in place. But yeah, that's how it looks. I've used this mold before, but I've never showed you guys, which is weird. Don't know why. This is how it looks outside. I think one of the layers was too hot, so the flowers completely just look brownish. That was in the stomach area, but everything else looks good. From afar, it looks flawless, but there's a ton of little tiny bubbles. There's some cracks in there. I think I'll just stick to one layer of resin. That probably works a lot better. This is how the bottom looks. So stunning, so pretty. And this is how it looks. It looks very shiny, very glossy. I was thinking about going over it with another layer of resin, but honestly, it looks fine just the way how it is. Maybe next time I should add some lights in there. Who knows? Very, very pretty. She's very heavy. Oh, this is an 8-inch plus size goddess. I don't know if I said that before, but this is how she looks. So stunning, so pretty. I love it. There's some extra pieces of resin at the side, so I was just making sure to clean it up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you look very closely at it, you can see the holographic effect going up into the goddess, like around the flowers, if you tilt it a certain angle, which is so pretty, and that was exactly what I wanted. You can't just see it if you're just looking at it, you just have to focus on it. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. You can see it at the sides. You can see how holographic that was. So pretty. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Toodaloo. Bye bye. Subscribe. The bottom is so pretty. Love it, love it, love it.